Hi there, I'm Warren Yudlowski, General Manager of Beachcomber Hot Tubs and Patio. And today I want to talk about water balancing and why that's so important for your hot tub or spa. I want to talk about 4 different elements today: total alkalinity, calcium hardness, pH, and also sanitizer. First, I want to talk about total alkalinity. Now, total alkalinity is important because people for years have asked us, why does my pH continually bounce? Why do I have such a hard time getting that pH in line? The reason for that is total alkalinity. The easy way to describe total alkalinity is it's the chair that stops the pH from dropping. So, very simple terms, if your total alkalinity is low, what's going to happen is your pH is going to fall and rest where your total alkalinity is. So, we want total alkalinity to be somewhere between 100 to 120 parts per million. If you're a Mineralux user, to raise your total alkalinity, you're going to use something called Alkalinity Plus. If you're a Beachcomber Water Care user, you're going to add a product called Resist. And this will raise that total alkalinity to the level where your pH will just sit there and stay in line. All right, secondly, I want to talk about calcium hardness. Now, calcium hardness is important because if the calcium hardness is low, it's going to cause staining of your hot tub surface and your equipment, which is going to cause you, again, problems down the road in terms of mechanical and service calls. So calcium hardness should be somewhere between 150 and 200 parts per million. To raise your calcium hardness, you're going to use a product called Calcium Hardness Plus if you're with the Mineralux program, or you're going to use a product called Protect if you're a Beachcomber Water Care user. Both of these products will raise the total alkalinity to help you get it to that 150 to 200 part per million level. All right, thirdly, let's talk a little bit about pH. Now, pH is one of the most important water balancing elements that we need to be worried about. If your pH is high, which is normally quite unusual in Alberta and in the Edmonton area, it's going to cause a staining problem. If your pH is low, which is the most common, it's going to cause a scaling issue. And again, corrosion. So think of the word acid or acidity. So if your pH is below the 7.2 to 7.8 range that we want, it's going to create acid, and that's going to cause corrosion. Most importantly, to metal parts like your heater element, your pumps, and things like that, that's going to cause you service calls down the road. So if your pH is below 7.2, what you're going to want to add is a product called pH Plus with Mineralux or pH Plus with Beachcomber Water Care. And that will get that pH level up to 7.2 to 7.8, which is where you want it. If your pH is high, then you're going to add a product with Mineralux called pH minus, and once again, the same product for Beachcomber Water Care users, pH minus, and that will bring that pH down again to that 7.2 to 7.8 level that we're looking for. All right, last but not least is your sanitizer. And at the end of the day, this is the most important part of your water balancing and most important part of water chemistry. You need to keep a sanitizer level between 3 to 5 parts per million. Now, if you are a chlorine user, okay, what you'll use in the Mineralux program is stabilized chlorinated granules. That will raise that chlorine level up to that 3 to 5 parts per million that we're looking for. If you're a Beachcomber Water Care user, you're going to use either Carefree Boost or Chlorblast. And either of these 2 products will get that chlorine level where it needs to be and keep that water properly sanitized and disinfected. If you're a bromine user, in the Mineralux program, you're going to use bromine granules. Beachcomber Water Care user, you're going to use Bromoblast. Again, 1 to 2 tablespoons of either of these products will help to raise that sanitizer level where it needs to be to keep that water clean, clear, and inviting. And of course, as we're wanting to do, is increase those or maximize those swimmable days for you over the next year. Thanks very much. We'll see you again soon.